In this video, we'll be working on the update button. If we close this here, inside the edit, you see the form method is post and we have the input type submit. So on post, we need to write a post handler. In post handler, we'll be redirecting to page. So that's why the return type will change that to iActionResult. So task of iActionResult, and we'll call this on post. The first thing we'll check here is if model state is valid. If this is valid, then we will proceed further and we'll retrieve the book from the database because we have to edit this. Now updating can be done in multiple ways. So one of the way is we'll retrieve that from db is equal to, we'll say await _db .book .find async, and we'll pass the book .id. We have the book object right here. We'll retrieve it and pass the ID, and we'll say book from db.name is equal to book.name. We can just copy this and paste this 2 more times for ISBN and author. We'll copy the same here. Perfect. Once we change this, we will say await _db.save changes asynchronous, and this will update the book object inside the database. Once we update this, we'll return redirect to page, and we want to redirect to the index page. If the model state is not valid, we will return and redirect back to page. Now let's see this in action, and when we try to run this, we'll hit into an error. I want to show you that error message before I show you the solution. We go to book here. Let's try to edit this and we'll change the ISBN to 333. Great, we see an error message here that object reference is not set to an instance of an object. This is a common error message and it is not self-explanatory. It just says that the object it was expecting a value, but it is a null value. Now we have to debug on what's going on. So we'll add a debugger inside the model state, variable, and right here. Let's go back and we'll go back here and hit the update button. Okay, we'll see the model state is valid. Let's continue. We'll see the book object and you see the ID is not present. We have all the other values. The ISBN is the updated one, but the ID is missing. And the reason behind that is if we hit continue here, let me remove the debuggers, hit continue again, we'll get the error. That's okay. Inside the edit, we do not have the ID here. We have name right here, author, and ISBN. We need the ID property inside a hidden field. So we'll do input type is equal to hidden, and we need the ASP.ET tag helper for the ID. So it will be book.id. Once you have it and save it, and if you go back, let's go back here and let's do a hard refresh and update the value. This time it is updated because it finds the ID now. So always make sure that inside edit and such fields you have the ID or any other properties that you want while updating must be present in the hidden property if you do not have that inside the input text box. Also, if you go on edit, we already have our validations. So if you try to update, it gives the error message. So with this, we have completed create and edit. Let's work on delete.